It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And coming up, we'll see Bucky Irving.
He'll be a focal point of his offense this week. It's the Buccaneers and the Saints, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate Scott, Brock Kieran here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt.
Yeah.
These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things on the paper. They don't want any multiple material. But the fact is, you know you're the...
One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go. It's week 14. And a decent return. And as they bring it down inside the 30. The Saints offense taking over for the first time here. And leading them out in his 6th season in the league now is their quarterback.
Nobody came away happy last week, no question about it. Himself, most of all. His team went 0-1, picking up the loss. But he was 0-1. One pick, no touchdowns. Not good enough. Defeat not an option this week, and neither is a lack of touchdowns. They intend to rectify both.
Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he gets a few on the punch forward. Second down now, 7 to go.
At the 43-yard line, it's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Putting a receiver in motion. We give on second to Kamara. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down.
He was brought down.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here's a throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it.
The quarterback taken down
And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
a big loss on the play. Brings up 4th down.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. So here now are the Buccaneers on offense to begin their first drive. They're brought out by former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
As you take the field coming off of a real late season bye, you just want to maximize what last week was all about. Making sure that physically, mentally, emotionally you're recharged so you can go attack the final stretch of this season.
This one's taken in by Otten. He breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. And played backed up by Mario Davis. Motioning the tight end now. The play fake. Here's Mayfield. He keeps it and takes off.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had here, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, it's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
3rd down. Here's Mayfield. And the Saints get marching hard. They dropped it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Tampa Bay in formation now. I would imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring them out so soon into this game. And the fair catch brought in right at the 40. The Saints and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at 2nd in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. First down play, that's a 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 46. Catch made by Cooks. And he's there. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for first first and 10.
At the 46-yard line.
Dropping back to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. Into the end zone. And the Buccaneers get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
Coaches just love it right here. Instantly, as he made the pitch, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
So the Buccaneer offense getting out there for their second drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. First and 10. Here's Mayfield. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
They'll try this extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Saints, nothing.
The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And it's still largely a rough outline, Brock. Not a finalized picture just yet, but our playoffs are starting to take shape. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Kamara running out of the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Another run for Kamara. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. And the Buccaneers clogging up the throwing lanes. We got 6 DBs out there. Third down. Kamara gets it on the draw. And we just saw this movie. They stopped him again at the line.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. New set of downs for him at the 38. First and 10, it's Mayfield. This finds Evans, complete. And that's good for a gain of 5. Play wrapped up by Mario Davis. Offense to the line for second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Baker now from the gun. And he'll go down. The Saints make the play. And the defense comes through and back him up ahead of fourth down.
I think his decision-making would have checked, and his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there's none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Jordan Stout on that punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Dukes out a one-stop. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And the Saints will get set to take over. First down, ball at the 36. They send a man in motion. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he's charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, an inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Here's 2nd and 7. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Juju Brents with a pick. And he's going to go. It's a big 6. So now it's 13-zip, Brock, and they've got to be even happier knowing that multiple phases of their game contributing to this lead early on.
Yeah, I'm going to guess the defense probably not going to keep up with the offensive scoring touchdown for touchdown, but you can't script a better start.
The
Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers drive out to an early 14-0 lead.
Saints nothing.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Saints are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Oh, what a stiff arm. And the Buccaneers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
This is a time of communication upstairs in the field. It starts to get just a little bit hot. These eyes in the sky, they've got to help this quarterback try to see the field, because right now, with the 3rd interception, man, he is killing his team.
Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Here's the give to Irving. He almost gets to the 5. He goes out of the 6. Pick up 8 on the run. And that sets up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Once again, Irving. And a bit of deja vu as they step him at the line once again. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Mayfield now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal. So that's 1 quarter gone in a battle of NFC South rivals. It's a 2-score game early. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. Ready to go with our 2nd quarter. Buccaneers with the ball and a chance to score. Mayfield thrown out of the pistol.
Shots taken in the end zone. Instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Saints ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers.
positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Has him on the quick hit. And that's good yardage for the new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. The play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This is complete to Olave. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Throwing now, off play action. Brother hits another interception. And the Buccaneers are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. No doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. They send a tight end in motion. Irvin here from the gun. And he gets him around 6 there. Gay there on the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Right back to Irvin now. And he's still looking for the play that spikes the ground game as that one stop for a loss.
Talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play the phone booth yet. All that explosiveness to chase it down upside down. They just did it.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball. Get it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
In the middle of the field against zone coverage, Mark, you know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense that's flying around and making the play.
And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target. Thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Trying to get away from the ball, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
This defense needed that, Kate. Just something good to happen. Creating a negative play. You never know when this thing could turn in the NFL, and that sack is exactly what the doctor ordered.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, got to play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a 3rd consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off the turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have no trouble getting past that.
2nd and 1 at the 37-yard line.
Here's a give inside to Camaro. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy, a lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Throw takes him to the sideline, but he gets both feet in with the catch.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Looking right, and he finds him. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
No kid, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. He brings it in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, or it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. 3rd and short in your back pocket.
And he'll score! Touchdown, New Orleans! The Saints fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yes, that's just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. What makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Kicking team out to try the extra points. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Saints cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here come the Bucs on offense now. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. Mayfield on 1st and 10. On target to Godwin. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
I was on the field with a young high school quarterback just last week. And I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, give him a chance to make a play.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. And it's the Buccaneers who have 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Well, those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time. Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, talking about, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
He has the first over the middle, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10 from the 41. Baker throwing again. Complete out to the right side. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw again. Irving hauls it in. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line.
I know that inflation doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out.
And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers will add to their lead at the end of the half. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that...
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but...
The previous
the
play
replay
is
official
under
wants to
review.
take another look at this on their own. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again. Unlike these officials, we got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
So the celebration can resume on that sideline. The touchdown stands.
His kick is good.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Back at the 27.
We've reached the break. The Bucs visitors, but fighting out to an early advantage. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Caleb Williams, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns. The Browns win is a big one there as they move above 500 at 7-6 and keep themselves in the mix for a possible playoff berth. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Here's a return from the 7. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Buccaneers getting their offense set to go to begin the third. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has it with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Shotgun handoff to Irving. He started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Chase Young bringing him down there. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 36. Into traffic, complete. And they'll make a stop up at the 46-yard line.
Complete to number 2.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
And the Buccaneers first down.
From the gun, Mayfield. Escapes the pop. The big play drives the big word. Second down coming up.
This is one of those many moments where I'm really thankful I'm in the booth and not on the field. Because in my day, defensive tackles couldn't run like that. This is not a statuesque QB. This guy can run. And it wasn't the linebacker or DB that chased him down. It was a big old D tackle. Tip of the cap to you, my big man.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Trying again. bring him down again. Back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a third down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut big, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll have it up to around the 23-yard line on the play.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. And the man is there to knock that away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing off the play fake here. He lets a heater go deep. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Buccaneers are going to have it after a second interception of the season. And no doubt they envision that as the start of the second half push for the lead. The defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback. But exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Putting the tight end in motion. Baker now off the play fake. Complete out to the right. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short.
After 46-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's brought down for a loss.
Okay, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Looking to throw on third and two. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. Irving on the inside give. Good little whip there. Looks like about 6. Play by Taylor Rapp. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4.
Brings up second and 4. At the Saints 37-yard line.
On the give, this is Irving. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. Here's Baker to throw. This throw is caught. That's a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Chris Godwin touchdown. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They are just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers make it a 24-point ball game.
Saints 7.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Starting from the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And unfortunately, he's been completing passes to the opposition seemingly as often as he's been finding his own guys today. We've seen some other quarterbacks lifted by this point, Brock, but not so. They're keeping the faith that he can recover and put some positives out there at some point. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They go right back to the air. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
He's dropping back to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Running behind center with Kamara. And he's short at first after a mild gain. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
He's going to throw this one. That's caught for the first. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Has it in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Kamara is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints shrinking the lead 7 to 3rd. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Nice execution to get that cat into the end zone. Maybe not the play we expected, Brock, but the play that they needed right there.
I love a well-executed counter. I really do. It's like a good boxer, Kate. You set him up with a feint one way, and then you hit him with the knockout the other. Keep them from answering the bell and stopping you from reaching that end zone.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it. And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Trying to chip away at that lead, but just not able to figure it out there to take another 2 points off.
Yeah, every one of these calls at this juncture of the game tells a story, and right now that story being told is this crew is feeling the pressure trying to chip away at those points. Maybe a little over-aggressive, as now they're still down big.
On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. The Buccaneers and Bucky Irving ready for their next possession. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. This one's taken in by Otten. And he'll get it up to the 44. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 44-yard line.
Baker now from the gun. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. Going with Irving here. And 2 yards from he's going to get before he's caught. Another play by Taylor Rapp. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
It's 2nd and 8 at their 49-yard line.
Here's Baker. This one finds Irving. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
To number 7.
Give 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Tampa Bay.
yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now it's Irving. And they take him down right at the 30. Well, it's 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. Completes this one to Otten. And in! Touchdown, Tampa Bay! The Buccaneers keep adding to that fourth-quarter lead. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he can rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer? Nobody.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers continue piling onto this lead.
Saints 13.
The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. And like a swarm of hornets, the coverage has been everywhere this offense has tried to throw it. So many possessions lost to interceptions, as we're being reminded of right here.
Yeah, think about it from a pure mathematical perspective. That's as many as 24 to 20, even 32 points left on the table offensively. That's enough to win a brand new football game. Kept off the board by a secondary. You call them Hornets, I call them dancing like a butterfly and stinging. Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule. You get a little something coming out of it, too.
With the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just be conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
He's Marley won't risk something here. Just chucks it away. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. Catch made by Cooks. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st. 3rd and just 2 to go.
3rd and 2.
Setting up a throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. 1st and 10 from the 41.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Throwing it again here. And they pick him up again. And the Buccaneers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
I think it's safe to say his game is beyond repair. He just hasn't been reading his coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. For them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Running right, it's Irving. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with, goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Handoff headed right to Irving. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, these DNs love to get after the quarterback, but the most well-rounded of them are the guys who can anchor your run defense too. Mission accomplished.
Here we go, second and very long. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Impressive play, but they are well shy of the first down. The Saints add a fifth defensive back here. Third down coming up. Help on this with Irving. Avoids the defender. We've got a place. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. It's a gain of 5, but they still need a bunch here on fourth down. Buccaneers out and into punt formation. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Fair catch hauled in at the 18-yard line. And they may say they're not paying attention, but everybody maintaining a constant eye on the current playoff picture. A lot on the line each week for the teams that think they have what it takes to make a run in the postseason. Looking to throw here. Shake off that previous INT. This finds Cooks complete. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 28-yard line.
From the 28. That's Thomas. He's got it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Football on that 47-yard line. First down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Look into the air here. And a work play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing now off play action. Got a man. It's Thomas. They make the tackle at the 38. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks. New set of downs for him at the 38.
First and 10.
They are throwing it again. Hits him on the out route. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
There's no negatives ever on a great sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Defender runs right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
That's completed right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
From the red zone now. Has it down close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 2nd and 3 now.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Bucs 4-yard line.
They'll throw it again. He's got it. Touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints make it an 18-point game.
38, Saints 20.
Don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And the Buccaneers manage to recover the football. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Carry here for Irving. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Buccaneers, well, they can probably just run away and hide. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Another carry for him. Strong running inside the 30. And he's going to have this all the way down to the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I'll tell you what, okay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming to the broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Irving finds the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers put up even more points in a win. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers grow their lead yet again.
Saints 20.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Throw wheeled in by Thomas. And it'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
At the 25-yard line.
Back now, pressure on its way. This is complete to Olave. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. Throwing the out route complete. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and a yard.
From the 46. And they pick him up again. Picked up by Devontae Taylor. And the Buccaneers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
That's always got to be the last time I've seen it from this contest. I'm just not sure how they leave him in when the defense is clearly all over whatever he's trying to throw. The amount of frustration he is feeling is only going to lead to additional miscues. Please, for the love of God, take this man out.
Another drive coming up for this offense. They can run this clock out and head out of here with a win, even with 2 timeouts remaining defensively. They'll go to a knee, and that defense can only stop the clock 2 more times.
They could stop the clock down if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So it's a win for the visiting Buccaneers. And they take not just the victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Buccaneers winners, as we say so long from New Orleans.